Alright, hey YouTube, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of Jazzy Time with your host, Bailey. How's it going, everybody? We are doing, just kind of finishing this swatch stick here. I'm going to do another style of winter nail. We're going to do a little bit of a sugared effect on this nail here. So I'm going to buff this ombre that I've created. To make this ombre, I used Canni Gel 530 and Venalisa 1612. So I'm just taking off the surface shine so that my gel will stick, and I'm wiping this off. I'm going to pull the materials and things I'm using as I go. I will have everything in the description box down below. I'm just using a regular pencil and just kind of marking off my sections here. This video is going to be in real time, except for pausing to cure and things like that. I'm just kind of marking off. So what we're going to do is a Santa holding a gift sack, walking through the snow and kind of waving, just to kind of finish off this little art stick. My pencil's definitely not working for me right now. Should sharpen it, but it doesn't want to sharpen on my sharpener. So I gotta do with what I got. Now it's very hard to see. I do apologize, but once the gel starts going on, we'll be able to see. I guess I should have done this beforehand. Marking off his little arm. Backside of his coat. The gift satchel. And I'm going to leave that at that. So I'm going to start with the white areas on my Santa Claus using Canni Gel 530. And my Sheila. She is a medium detail brush, medium-sized detail brush. And I'm going to go in and we're going to do Santa's beard. Just filling it in. I've learned to utilize my pencils. Makes a design much easier because sometimes they don't always turn out right. Ooh, pardon me, there's my yawn there. And then I'm filling in the fur that kind of goes down the middle of his jacket. And then the fur along the bottom also, just like this. I want him to look like a really round, fat Santa. And then the white floofs on his Santa hat. Just like this. And the little pom-pom on the end of his hat. And the little white cuffs on his mittens. Just like this. And the little whites on top of where his boots are going to go. He's going to have like really super short little legs. And then I'm just marking off where I want the snow to be. We're going to come back in later and fill this in with that little sugared effect. So I just want to mark off the snow. I don't want to fill it in because I don't want to go back over top of that with more white and make it thicker. But I like that. We're going to cure that. Pardon my yawning. So now that that's cured, I'm going to mix 1509 Venalisa with the white, because this is a little orange for me as a nude, and I don't want my Santa to look like, you know, luau Santa, just gone for a tan. I want it to look a little more pale, so I'm just going to take a little bit here on my tile, and I'm going to mix just a couple dots of white with it just to make it a little more pale. Sorry, I keep yawning in your ear, guys. I'm a tired lady. It's going in, mix, mix. I'm happy with that. You don't need too much because this color is literally just for the face section. The rest of his body is going to be red, obviously. I'm going to zoom in here so you guys can see better. And I'm just taking my time with this small area because one thing I dislike about this brush here, when you put too much product on the brush, it almost creeps away from the tip of the brush, and I want lots at the end of the brush, so I just go little tiny bits like you see me doing here, because yeah, I don't like it when the product kind of, it's almost like it runs away from the tip of the brush, and I don't know, that just bugs me. Rant, haha. So I'm going to flash cure that, and now that that's flash cured, I have a couple different reds here. So I have 1545, which is a lighter red. I have 1571, which is more of like a maroon red. So I'm going to go into my lighter red first, and I'm going to take a little bit of this red and depot it onto the tile. Oh my god. Sorry, I keep yawning. So I want to mix this a little bit with the 1571 because I have a couple different reds I want to use on this Santa just to show depth and variation, I guess you could say. So I'm going to use this red here for his jacket, and I'm kind of making him round, so I brought that side of his belly out a little bit, and then just very slowly, carefully filling in his jacket. And I'm also going to use this on his hat. Give him a little tiny arm. And I'm also going to use this on his pants as well. Just going nice and ginger. It's almost like color by numbers. It's very soothing. So I'm leaving a little gap there, as you can see by his, like where his shoulder area would be, because his mitten fist is going to be there for holding the bag. And I'm going to do his hat. Sorry, getting a little quiet. And then I'm doing a very thin line under the jacket. It's going to be like his legs, and you can kind of see like the rest of his pants. Just like that. Then I'm going to flash cure that. So now while that's curing, I'm going to take this 1571, and I just want a little bit to mix with this 1545 just to make it a touch darker, because I'm going to use this little color I'm making just for his mittens, and then I have a darker red I'm going to use for the gift bag. So for his closed hand, I'm going to make like this little kidney bean shape, just like this. And then for his other hand that's waving, I'm going to do I find that if you make your mittens kind of a little pointed like this on the top, it gives it a little more feel like it's an actual hand versus like, you know, I don't know, you just kind of like when your hands are in a thing, they're pointed in a, I can't think. When your hands are in a mitten, they're pointed, they're not rounded. So I just cleaned my brush, putting away this darker, and then now I'm going to use Shiny Shades Candy Apples. It's a really dark, shimmery red. This is like one of my absolute favorite reds to use in the holidays. And I'm going to use this for the, oh, excuse me, for the gift bag. Pardon my yawns, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. So I'm just lining around his back, and then I'm going to just bring out the, I don't know, what do you call it, a sack? Gift satchel, whatever he carries around all the presents in. Just gonna have that hanging off his back. Fill that in. And then I'm gonna do a little piece here underneath, like the bottom side of the fist that he's making, so that it looks like he's actually holding the bag, like by the neck of the bag, if that makes sense. And then I'm going to flash cure again. So now I have that. So I have 1613 black, Canni Gel 628, this is like a dark chestnut brown, and Shiny Shades Crown Gold for some gold accents. So we're going to dip into these colors, but I'm going to go in first again with the white, or no, sorry, not the white, the 628 here, and I'm going to make his little boots and his belt. Just going to make his little boot just like this, like he's walking on the snow. And this art doesn't have to be like completely perfect, because everybody has different ways of doing things, but this is just how I'm doing it. So tiny little boot feet walking along the snow, and then I'm going to make his belt as well. Just a thin little belt. I'm not going to go onto the white fur of his jacket because I'm going to put a buckle there. Just do two little lines, really easy, doesn't have to be like crazy straight or accurate or anything like that. So just like that. And we'll flash cure that. Flash curing. Flash curing. Okay, so I'm going to go into the crown gold for some gold accents. And first we're going to do a little square for his belt buckle. Just like that. And then I'm also going to do a little strings on the gift sack. Just like that. Doesn't have to be too much. And then I'm going to flash that again and close my pot. Waiting. The longest flash cure ever. Still flashing. Okay, all right. Going in with now I'm going to go with the white again. Going to take some off my finger here.
I'm just gonna take a little bit off
I'm
my
going to go
brush here.
in and I'm going to make
the
rest of his mustache. So the mustache part of his beard. And then I'm also going to do little bushy eyebrows. You guys can see my hands shaking. So just like that, I'm going to flash cure that. Or before I do, add a little highlight to his body and things like that. Just kind of where I think I need it. Top of his boots. And that's good. I think I'm going to flash cure that. Clean my brush. Then I'm going to go in with the black. But don't put your white away yet because we're going to use that. I'm just loading my brush. Okay. Go in as tiny as I can for his eyes. And his nose. I'm just going to very, very light pressure, almost no pressure on the brush. Tiny little nose. And a little smile. Because he's a happy Santa. And then I'm just going to add little accents of black here and there. I'm going to define his beard because it kind of gets all mushy there with the fur on his coat. Little accents here. Around his hat. Around the little pom-pom. Around the cuffs. Just kind of everywhere. Well, not everywhere, just, you know, lines of separation, however detailed you want your Santa to kind of look. I'm just going in here and there. And you'll know when you're doing your own art where you want these lines. I mean, you can completely outline them, it doesn't matter. But that's it. Just need a little more. So I was kind of running out there. Look at the lifting on my thumb right there. Oh my gosh. Gonna need to do a fill soon. Just kind of outlining his legs and his boots. You don't need very much product on your brush. Alright, so I like that. I'm going to cure that. And I'm going to no wipe top coat because after the no wipe top coat here, we're going to do a sugared effect on top of the white. And you don't want the powder mix, so I make this powder mix and I'll show you guys how I make it. It's kind of a half and half of this beautiful white iridescent glitter and 3D matte powder. If you don't have 3D matte powder, you can use clear acrylic. It's essentially the exact same thing, and it's a lot different if you just use like the glitter, and I'll show you guys an example. if you use just the glitter, it's a little more gritty, as you can see, because I used just glitter on these two nails here. It becomes more gritty and a little thicker, so I find when you mix the matte powder with a little bit of glitter, you get more of a smooth, less raised surface. You still get that height, but it's not as thick, as you can see from these here. It's a lot more slim looking when you mix the two. So I suggest that if you want a sugared look with a little bit of glitter. But if you don't have this, you can definitely just use the glitter. So I'm going to top coat this, and I've paused and cured. So now that's good to go. So I'm going to use Sheila and this HD detailer brush from NSI. So I'm going to use Sheila for the bigger coverage area, which is the snow that he's walking on. And I'm going to use my guidelines and just kind of fill that in. Don't want to make it too thick, and I had something weird in there, so I'm going to wipe it on the tile like a hair or something. Get out of there. Just filling it in at the bottom. This is where that no wipe comes in handy, because as soon as you go to sugar this with your mix or your glitter or whatever you're using, it's not going to ruin all that art that you just did. And then I'm going to just put some snowflakes, some dots to represent snow. And I don't think I have room for a snowflake, but I can do like a starburst. So I'm going to do a little starburst kind of snowflake just up here in the corner. A little 8-point starburst. I really like this detailer brush for like small, fine snowflakes. It's really great for that. Then I'm going to add a couple more dots of snow. Just like that. Oh, I got a little ring on my towel there. Alright, so I'm going to just take the lid, turn it upside down, and dump this over the top. Turning the nail, making sure I get everything. Tap off the excess and cure that all the way in my UV lamp for 120 seconds. Dump that back into the pot. Put the lid back on. Put everything away. Alright, so that is all cured. I'm going to take my brush and brush off the excess. You can use a tough brush for this. And there you have it. So that is a sugared effect Santa. You can see with the mix it's not as thick as it would be with like the glitter. So, but yes, your choice. I hope you guys enjoyed that tutorial. My little walking, waving Santa. Yes, so click, comment, like, subscribe, and share with the universe. Keep coming back, YouTube family. You know I love you. Follow me on Instagram, bc_jazzy_time. And if you'd like to follow my business page, Beautiful Nails by Design, BEEUTIFUL, not BEA. Anywho's, stay tuned.